volunteers. So they're out there because of their public service, not because they're getting paid, but they listen to the police officers. And our job was to keep them safe. So if the fire burned and the house burned down, oh well. But our job was to make sure nobody else was going to get killed.
And maybe this is still part of the investigation.
It's nice that these guys came together and they're working on this here.
How did you go about trying to figure out where that
there.
person could be?
Well, I'll tell you what.
Really, that was
here in Washington State, you gotta watch out for this kind of shit because they'll be doing this, and I wonder what they're doing right here.
So if somebody tried
it's
to get
in
out
Delaware.
of the house,
it's where what Joe Biden's place is, and what's the street name that it's on?
There wasn't much we could do until we
it's
could get
on
inside
Lewis
the house.
Street.
We weren't really able to make
We've got
entry
Lewis County over here,
even after
and we've got the bowling alley in Lewis County, Washington. We've got
the structure itself.
We've also got the
our county detectives who went in and
center over there in Maine,
today,
Lewiston, Maine. This guy here, he's saying how these cops are there to help you and all this stuff, and I'm telling you, the cops are involved in these here things that's going on around this place. So for this guy to sit here and make up a story that these guys are goddamn all these heroes and stuff like this, and how they're out there applauding and stuff.
Absolutely understandable. Any other thoughts here or anything else that you'd like to share with our audience about what comes next in this investigation?
Yeah, the
they want the gun rights is what it is, and it's the Republican rats that's doing it. The mayors, and this here guy, too, if you guys investigate it, you might find out what I'm saying is gold and is true. These guys are nothing but people that are within them. There is no reason for this here to happen in this here town. This is a nice looking home and stuff. It's between homes. There's a guy next door. He's got to be placed off. Why does he have to be removed from his place?
I guess one final question here. Can we expect another news conference anytime soon?
Yeah, we'll be back on scene tomorrow morning.
I think they're going to be selling this
secure the house. As soon as we find out, finish the search, and again, assuming that we're going to find 3 more bodies, we will certainly update the public.
Oh yeah, and they're going to be found with gun hole shots in them. Look, you're hearing it before they'll probably have gun hole shots in them, and then they had to burn the house down to get rid of the evidence. If this doesn't smell like an inside job, I don't know. I'm going to be looking at this. And I wonder, because I know the things that happen here in Lewis County.
With the district attorney as he announced some of this new information. Always great to talk with him.
District attorney?
One-on-one, but we do want to share
tell you
this
about
in case you missed it earlier today.
Bobbing apples and looking around.
Was wounded yesterday at this horrible incident that took place at 58 Lewis Avenue in East Lansdowne.
13, 5 and 8's 13.
Happened so far. I do want to tell you that at this point, what I can tell you from the investigation that we've conducted to this point, the residents of the people at 58 Lewis Avenue are called the Lee family, L-E.
Lee family.
Asian pronunciation of Lee. There
L,
are at least
right
3
there,
adults
Zodiac.
And 3 children who are unaccounted for and that we fear were in the home at the time of the shooting and the subsequent fire. At this point, our detectives from the County Detective Bureau, led by Chief Jim Nolan, who's behind me, have been working diligently since this morning to process that scene. We have found the torso of 1 individual, and we've recovered 1 rifle at this point. But there is a lot more work to be done. Again, there are 6 members of the Lee family who are residing in that house who are unaccounted for at this point, and we fear were in the house and have been killed. We are continuing to process the scene. That will take, I can't even begin to tell you or estimate how long it's going to take for us to continue to do that work. It's a very unsafe scene. Chief Nolan, the chief's
well, we're going to
have
to keep an eye on this here, because this here could just be another thing, just like over there at Maine. And when I came forward, they did that. Then they did the thing over in Maine. No, first I sent the information in. Then they blew up the Gonza Strip. You know, within 3 weeks of those being sent.
Officer Meehan
it didn't take long.
He has suffered a slightly more serious wound. We are hoping he will be released either later today or
I'm
tomorrow.
Going to shut off
but we're really at the doctor's wishes on that.
These poor law enforcement officers that got wounded. They never got killed, but they got wounded. There's nobody dead in the law enforcement community, but everybody in the house is dead. And there's no witnesses now, and they burnt the house down. And people are saying, well, why wouldn't you put the house down? When the guns were at the fire department protecting the fire department. Well, you know, it just looks so conveniently. Donald Trump's having problems, and guess what's happened here on Delaware on 58th Street and 8 and 5's 13. You know, they do it constantly, and they do it over and over and over. And here are all these officers, you know, here. They're putting on a show. They're supporting their law enforcement community. And the Republicans actually support the law enforcement community, and they'll kick in your fucking goddamn door to prove it. You know what? They could fucking issue fucking warrants and stuff to kick in your goddamn door no matter where you are. You know? And this here guy right here, how do we goddamn know this wasn't a setup and everything? Because the way that it looks and how much sympathy they're looking for. 2 wounded officers, they got wounded in the thing. This here guy, you know, why don't everybody look at this guy's stuff? Because this here stuff is just no more than another incident after another incident after another incident in this here country. And it has everything to do with Donald Trump and the red Republican rumpers. You know, they like to cause problems and stuff. I look at these here people and I read the looks on their faces. There's a black man back there. He's very discouraged. Some people's faces you could read different stuff on. This guy don't look straight into the camera. He looks flat forwards and back. He may be asking a question right now. Good. Their demeanors is what it's up to. The law enforcement community is going to run rampant doing what they're doing. Why? Because it's in their best interest of doing it. Because they're collecting 20% on the businesses that's existing around the countries. At least I know they are here in Lewis County, Washington. And check this out. The Block and Lee, you know, everyone has an L in their name that gets hit or gets used or gets abused. I mean, it's exactly the pattern that I'm saying. It's like Donald Trump's crew. They don't want to believe in the law, and you know what? And also, the law enforcement community's embedded into this, and this is why this is happening. They did the Gonza Strip after I sent in the information packages, and I could pull one out right here. Just like this. Donald Trump's is right here. See, Donald Trump's is right here. It has his name on it, Donald J. Trump, and it's been returned to me. You know, and this was a week or 2 weeks. You know, 1, 2, 3, these got served on people, and then it hit. Because, hey, every action has an equal opposite reaction. And that's what I'm saying. And the law enforcement community is involved in all this. And they take it, and you know what? Here it is on Fox News. They're selling this crap on Fox News. I'm not very impressed with Fox News, by the way. And you know what? That's the point right there. When I see crap like this here, there's no answers to it. It just opens up a thing. This guy, the guy that lives next door, he can't go back to his house for a week or so because why? They're putting him out. Well, I guess it could cause post-traumatic stress to his children. But for that man not to be able to go there to his residence and see what's going on inside of his own house, how do we know that his house isn't being fucking tampered with? Because I'll tell you what, I don't think they have any right to do such things. I don't know. I don't like what I'm seeing here, and the law enforcement community is absolutely dirty. They absolutely went and had my dad to do the job. And you know what? My dad, he said he didn't want to have kids, you know. He told me he was sorry. He said he was sorry that that boy was murdered on my bed. He told me that the bowling alley's money was stolen. Where do you get $160,000? Well, it was $200,000 in total. The $40,000 went to the law enforcement community, and it cost $160,000 for the bowling alley. You know, and then possibly they financed this here bowling alley on the seed money and created a credit union called Twin County Credit Union, you see, and then they turned it to Twin Star Credit Union. Then they put the 20 credit unions in from the ocean to the sea, and we got a Lebanese museum that's right across the street from that 21st Credit Union that's been closed since I started to use my card there and I started investigating it. Oh boy. And they have the bowling alley down there, Millhouse Smokehouse in Morton, Washington, and it's named after now Nixon, you know, President Richard Milhous Nixon, Millhouse Smokehouse. It's World War III. It's the Republican takeover, and they were involved with, oh, listen to the exhaust on that truck. See, they go out there and they run rampage outside my place, and that's a Donald Trump weirdo. You see, they use that text message to harass people. Matter of fact, I heard about that today. That Carol that did the harassment case, the sexual harassment case with Trump, she says they've been doing it for years. She's used to it. I'm used to it too. People stalking me and around and stuff, and parking right there where they could look right through my window. Pretty suggestive. My name's John Wright. The only way that we go up is if we vote Donald Trump right goddamn down. Anyway, thank you for your time. You have a great day. And when I see stuff, you know what? You gotta goddamn respond. You have to do it. Every American. It is your duty to fucking, when you see bullshit, you call it out. Do what's right. Do it. That's what we gotta do.